Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility, we copy you.
It was pretty inspirational for me to see the moon landings. Even though I was only 5 years old, I remember it very distinctly.
I started this whole journey wanting to be an astronaut. And I became addicted to flying, and all I wanted to do was fly all the time and became so passionate about aviation.
So I was able to be at Kennedy Space Center in 1999 when the Chandra Space Telescope was launched. Now, it was a nighttime launch. It was absolutely gorgeous. The whole sky looked like daytime. And that mission was the very first mission where a woman was actually the commander of the space shuttle mission. It was inspiring.
MIT's first female graduate in aeronautical engineering, now AeroAstro, was Isabel Abel, class of 1932. While still a student, Abel helped Amelia Earhart become the first woman to fly the Atlantic solo. But it would be another 7 years before anyone in the aircraft industry would hire her. At which point her career took off. "I have found on the whole," she said, "that once the original barrier is down, women are well accepted." MIT's AeroAstro women have been knocking down barriers ever since.
My father rode bulls in the rodeo, and my mother was a juvenile probation officer, so sort of gave me a certain leadership style, willingness to assert oneself. I came to MIT as a freshman in 1956, one of 23 women entering the institute. It didn't feel like a welcoming place for women, and I made a kind of conscious decision that I would worry about that later. But as I moved into the department, I got a lot of really good support from faculty.
Sheila Widnall rose to a host of influential positions at MIT and beyond, including Vice President of the Academy of Engineering and President of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. In 1993, she became the first woman Secretary of the Air Force, serving for 4 years. Throughout her career, she's played a pivotal role in the advancement of women at MIT.
If we look at the history of women at MIT, it's a set of steps. It's not a smooth ramp. It's, up, then we do something else, we go along, and we do something else. It's an issue that you just have to keep on the front burner.
Science and engineering are not the domain of any one gender. We're equally good at it, and I always think putting men and women and just diversity of all types really helps us come up with different solutions. I had never been taught by a female engineer. So, but there's a lot you can learn from that. I was taught by plenty of wonderful male engineers. I learned a lot from them. But I think it also fueled my passion a little bit to serve as a role model and to make sure that girls thought that this was absolutely an aerospace engineer. That's not just that's for girls and boys alike. My biosuit research is just a great example of that. So that's a kind of a revolutionary approach to a new spacesuit design. It looks like a Spider-Man suit. That wasn't just for aesthetic reasons. I'm applying the pressure directly to my skin to give you full mobility. You can climb, you can bend. If Rachel could come out, Rachel Foreman, graduate student at MIT, gonna model the biosuit for you here. As soon as I did this second skin or this shrink wrap, now you can tell the difference between the genders. So now there's a female suit and there's a male suit. And I was overwhelmed, and I still am, by young girls that are so excited about this spacesuit, but it's a spacesuit for girls now. And it makes a great connection with them. And they say, maybe I can think about being an aerospace engineer. At MIT, 48% of our undergraduates are female now. That's quite a difference from just a decade and definitely 2 and 3 decades ago.
We are not many women in AeroAstro. It's fine. Probably the main difference between MIT and any other place that I've seen, people are valued for their ideas, not for who says it.
I think there's still some improvement that can be made. We can definitely boost the numbers, but I think what is different is definitely the sense of community, sense of belonging, and maybe if you have a day where you don't feel like you belong, you can find someone that you can talk about those things with, whereas before maybe it wasn't as possible.
I think being a woman in this field is actually fun. It's fun being a minority, believe it or not. You're more memorable, you're more recognizable, and you're also more relatable. People tend to come talk to you first, and that's kind of nice. And I think it's fun being in that kind of environment. So that's also my other motivation in being this area, and kind of, you know, bossing around the boys, that's fun too.